Hello everyone, this video I will show you how to install this shot in Home Assistant and connect with the smart relay controller. And this time we will use the DC motor. And you can see here that is the AC motor before we have made the video toy. And this video I just tell you how to use the DC motor for this shot. Okay, let's look at the demo. Okay, let's look at this hardware device. This is the shutter, and the motor is inside, and this is the remote, the wireless remote, and this is the wired remote. I have used this A32 board that's based on the ESP, so I have used the ESP Home integrated to the Home Assistant. And also I have connected with this dry contact switch. The switch is for motor, and I have used the relay 1 and the relay 2. So this for change directions for the motor. So this board for the demo, I have only used the 2 relay, and actually the 32 channel relay can use for 16 motor. So this is for the curtain is up and the curtain is down. Okay, you can see here I have integrated this board to Home Assistant by Raspberry Pi, and this is the Home Assistant. You can see I can have these 2 buttons. This is for curtain up and this for curtain down. If I press this curtain up, and you can see the shot will be up. Okay, now is stopped. The motor is auto stopped, and the button is auto stopped. So I can use this button is for down. So you can see I can click. This is down. Until this is to the bottom, the motor will auto stop, because they have sensor inside of the motor to limit the position. And this switch is auto off. That I have set the auto off time for the Home Assistant. I have downloaded the firmware to the ESP32. So this is controlled by the hardware in the CPU chip. You can see I can press this down, and this will go on. And until to the bottom, that motor will auto stop, and this relay will auto stop. Okay, this auto stopped. Okay, let's look at the principle of the hardware. You can see these 2 lines I have connected with my relay board. I can disconnect it. And the DC motor will have these 2 lines. Here you can see these 2 lines that for this motor. Because it's DC, so it have 2 1. And here you can see this is the remote. This is controlling this motor, and you can see I can click up and click this down. What's the principle? You can see here that just have 2 points, these 2 points, and just have these 2 points. So you can see I can connect this 2 1 with this motor. Okay, you can see I have connect with 2 1 with this controller. And now you can see I press this up button. You can see here, this is up, and this is stop, and press this button, that will down. So this only 2 1. We can use this multimeter. We can test it when up and down, what voltage will be displayed. Okay, let's test it. You can see I have connected with this 2 1, and I press up. You can see the multimeter have 12 volts. When I press this down, you can see that polar is changed. If I press this button stop, that will 0 volts. So we just need to control these 2 1 and with different polar, so that will let this motor, the direction, change the directions. In your smart home project, usually we have 2 types of motor. Like this is the AC motor that work for the 220 volt and 110 volt. And another type is the DC motor. So we will look at what's different and how to run. You can see usually we will have this is an AC motor. The AC motor will have 3 lines. So this is the N neutral line, and this is L1 and L2. That will have the leave line. So this is the motor, and for the AC, usually have used 220 watt. So you can use relay, two relay, just give this the leaf line or give this leaf line, not give these two leaf line at the same time. So you can see here, like this one, maybe is forward function. That is this directions, and this will be reverse. So this will be these directions. And actually, this have a coin inside of this motor. So we just use two relay, give this leaf line or give this leaf line. So this motor will be changed for these directions or these directions. So this is for the AC motor. And this time we can look at this DC motor. Okay, you can see here is the DC motor. The DC motor will have line. This just have two lines. That is positive and negative. Usually we will have DC 12 watt. And so we can change this pole. And you can see like this. Just use a relay, have normal open and normal close. So we'll have two lines. And here you also have a relay that will have two terminals. That is NC, that is normal closed, and NO, that is normal open. So also you can see here the NC and NO. So you can see when give this 12 watts and give this ground, GND, ground. And this also is 12 watts, and this is ground. So you can see when this button, this two relay, is always at normal close, and this 12 watt will not go through this motor, and this motor will not work. But if you let this two relay work at the same time, just all on, the relay will not bad, will not broke, because just only can't work. Okay, you can see, but this motor, this AC motor, if you have give this and this leaf line together, maybe the coin will be bad or broken, the motor. And also usually we'll have some protect circuit on the motor. That according to the motor supply, we'll have designed this circuit in the motor. And for this directions, you can see if I have used this switch to this close, and when I change to this position, so that the 12 watt will go through the motor and go back to the ground. So this will be running for this forward directions. Okay, you can see if I can use this connect with this normal open, and when this time, and use this switch and close with this normal close. So you can see this time the 12 watt will go through this motor and back to the ground, and for these directions. So this time the motor will be running at these directions. So this is reverse, and this are just for different directions. So we just use this relay and this relay, and for your relay board to control this motor directions. So you can choose any relay board, just have the normal open and normal close, normal open, normal close, and this is COM. This is COM. So this relay can be used for change the power of the DC motor. So this is DC motor, and this is AC motor. The AC motor, you just choose the relay that will have COM and normal open is enough. This motor not need to use this normal close. I just have the normal open and the normal and COM will be work well. Okay, this is how to run with the different motor, this AC motor and the DC motor. And next, we will look at how to set up in Home Assistant config file. Okay, before we use the configure to Home Assistant, we need to test the the 10 from the top to the bottom because we need to set the auto off for this switch by the Home Assistant. You can see here, let your curtain on the top of the motor. And we can press this down and press this start the timer. Okay, it showed about 10 seconds. We can test again. And up. Okay, this is 10 seconds. Let's look at this Home Assistant dashboard. We have created these two buttons that we have used the mobile phone, and also you can use the PC. We just click the ESP Home and configure this file. And this you can see that the A32 we can edit. And actually we have write this config file. And the important, you can see here, that is for relay 1, that just create a switch. I can let the file screen become large. You can see here, that is important. So we have created the interlock, this interlock with the relay 2. And this is relay 2, that ID is A32 relay 2. And also interlock with the relay 1. So this is interlock with each other for a group. And this I have set the when it's turned on will delay 12 seconds. Because we have tested the curtain will totally use about 10 seconds. And also you can change these seconds because that will protect your hardware. Actually, the motor have already auto stop. You can also change to like 22 seconds or other seconds or 1 minute seconds. This according to your length of your curtain. So now this time I have changed to the 12 seconds. And also you can see every relay that have auto off for 12 seconds. So this is for relay output. And you can see here, we can see the input. Because have 32 channel and many output. And you can see here that is input. This is input 1. When input is triggered, when the unpress is press this button of the input, just the wall switch. That switch will toggling. This toggling with relay 1. So the input 1 will trigger the relay 1. And also you can set this input 2 that can trigger the relay 2. So this toggling relay 2. So this will let your input and work the automation with the output. Just relay 1 from this input 1 and the relay 2 from this input 2. So you can create many just as this way. So this is the Home Assistant ESP Home config file. That is very easy. And some details you can see here that have the ESP Home. So that we can use the switch when turn on action or turn off action and the toggling action. And also you can see this GPIO switch like this is a gate. So that you can use this when it's turned on that have a delay time. Let it turn off. So my config just according to this web page from this information and this information. So you can create for your Home Assistant config file. So that will be very easy. Just you can see I can click this one. So you can see there are many board. You can see different board. I just create this 8 floor for this button for curtain. Okay, let's look at how to connect this switch to this A32 board, and the motor one will how to connect with the motor. And you can see here the 2 GAN switch panel. You can see here that will have Kcom common and K1 and K2 because actually have 2 buttons. And this line you can see have connect with A32 board. That is Kcom and that is K1. And the yellow is K2. So that will be very easy. And this one, the max distance support 1 kilometer. so that it will be very long for you to enough for you to use. And you can see here we have two relay. We have used relay 1 and relay 2. And this will also have this COM and normal close and normal open and normal close and normal open. So we will use this 2-1. This 2-1 we will connect to motor. And this all have connect with two relays COM. And this is normal close. The normal close is connected together. And here the red is connected with 12 volt from this power. And here you can see this one, this color, that is normal open, have connected together. These two have connected together. That have connected with the ground. So you can see. So this have connected with the black ground. Now you just need to use this 2-1 and replace this remote and connect with this motor. So you can see here, I can disconnect with this 2-1. I can just let this together and let this together. Okay, so now you can use this A32 board to control this short. First, I have connected the Ethernet cable because we have integrated this board to Home Assistant by the Ethernet. And this is the power, 12 volt. You can see here. So you can see this is Home Assistant application. You can press this down, and the curtain will be down. So that can use the mobile phone and use the A32 board and replace this remote and close it. And maybe you will ask, because we have used the Home Assistant, if we without network or network is broken. So you can see when I remove this cable, the network cable is disconnected. Now I have only connected with the switch panel. This time I can try to use the Home Assistant application. You can see nothing that can't work. You can see I can use this wall switch. You can click. That will be also work well. So click again. That will be work well without this network cable. Just when your network cable is connected again, and you can see the mobile phone, the icon, the color will be changed, so that now you can use this button again. So the Home Assistant according to the network, and this switch panel without network, just working locally. Okay, this is how to use the A32 board and use the two relay to control one motor, so that you can use many motors and control by this board. Thanks for watching.